No normal intro music.
Nope, we don't have our normal intro music.
All right, guys, listen, we apologize about the wait on the podcast. We had some super duper unfortunate technical issues that
I think the word you're looking for is bullshit.
Yeah, but either way, it was technical. We had a beautiful hour and a half podcast for you guys, and
it was longer than that. It was almost 2 hours.
yeah, it just
So this is
when we
technically
uploaded
episode 2.
Yeah, technically episode 2. Because when we uploaded it, we lost the audio. So we had video, but no audio. It was stupid. Whatever. We're here now.
We had audio, then we had video. Then we had audio, then we had no video, and then we found out a way to upload the video, and then we lost all our audio in doing that. But we think we've bypassed that whole process, and
hopefully.
So this is kind of half-assed. We're missing our main man, Jake. He couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
But
the
anyway,
tech guy that kept messing up your debut night.
Yeah, well,
I love giving him a hard time about it. I know he feels bad.
I don't think we're going to run into that issue again because we did just dump another couple $100 to fix all that. So
yeah, you know, the money feeds you got to feed the wolf.
But here we are,
feed the
episode
wolf.
2.
Yeah, episode 2.
And you guys might never even see that episode. We still have it somewhere. But
yeah, it's a damn shame.
It takes 5 to 6 business days at $400 a pop just to get that back. So
I'd pay that $400 just to get the jokes back of us making fun of Jake about his hot mom.
Yeah, that was cool, man. you know what I'm saying? Oh, you guys like our sign, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, this is the brand. This is the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Podcast. Myself, Brendan Laverty, Jake Harris. We're going to try to get this ball rolling here for you guys here soon.
But we do apologize about blowing it up for a
Yeah.
week and then having nothing to show for it. We were super bummed. Me and Jake sat up until 4:30 a.m. that night trying to figure it out. And then I went over the next day and did at least another 4 hours over at his house.
Right, yeah, that's why I couldn't be mad at you guys. You know, it wasn't through lack of effort that it didn't happen. It was just just a glitch. But we're here now, and yeah, we're gonna throw something together here. I said we're missing our third wheel, but that's all right. He'll be back next week for sure for some new content on Monday. But yeah, dude, what the fuck? So what did we do? So what did we do that night we recorded? So it was Halloween. Me and you handing out candy. That was dope.
Yeah, we missed it. Yeah, I mean, that was cool, but we had such a good Halloween podcast, man. Like,
It was.
We're going to get it back. We're going to get it back.
I really
for sure.
hope so. Maybe my little brother will be able to work that out the way, you know.
Yeah, maybe he won't charge us $400 a day to do
He's
it.
not going to charge us anything.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just more like I wanted the video edit and all that stuff. Like I said, you know, this whole thing is going to get more official every single time you guys watch it. So
Baby steps, baby.
yeah,
Baby
you know,
steps.
we just figured, you know, we got you guys all excited, got you guys gassed up.
And
Figured might as well get something.
And by you guys, we mean all 17 of you.
Mm-hmm.
And a special big shout out to the 6 that liked our post.
Yeah, right. Seriously. Very special. Hey, you know, like you said, starting somewhere. But
hey, man, you live and you learn, dude.
Well, you know, you can't expect us to get 1 million fucking likes when we don't even have any content out yet. We kept setting that back. We got to give these people what they want to hear.
Yeah, we do.
You know, here we are, the
It's
podcast.
coming.
So
I promise I won't be staring at this laptop all night. Just making sure everything's going swimmingly. And fuck the Astros, dude. What the hell are they doing?
I was literally just about to say, how do you feel about Philly just really stamping it to them yesterday?
I loved it.
That felt so good, didn't it?
I loved it. And honestly, dude, had you asked me 5, 6, 7 years ago when the Astros were like had been horrible forever, I'd be like, fuck the Phillies. Like, I'm all about the underdog.
Yeah.
And now they're just a bunch of cheating scumbags.
Yeah, just
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, nah. So fuck them, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I hate Bryce Harper. I hate the Phillies. Like I said last week, but
I'd
nobody's
rather
going to see that
jerk
episode.
off with 1,000 grit sandpaper than see the fucking Astros win another fucking title.
That sounds incredibly painful.
You know what would be more painful?
Watching
Jose
the Astros-
Altuve get another interview at the end of his
all-
World Series winning
Don't
fucking...
you change your tune.
Listen, I let
2 days
no,
later.
You shut your 2 days later.
You were clapping when they were beating Seattle.
The Astros?
Yeah, you're like, I just want to see a
no,
good
no.
game.
No.
Yes, you did.
Okay, yeah, you're right because there was 3 playoff baseball games that day.
Now you got your wish.
Yeah, and the other 2 were fucking blowout games. And this was the only one tied that went to extra innings. I was like, obviously, yeah, I love seeing a nice, tight baseball game. I like seeing a hot, tight game. Like, unfortunately, the Astros won it. and it was my boy.
What did you think was going to happen when you were rooting for them?
It was my man Bregman.
What did you want?
What did you expect? My man Bregman walked off. What are you talking about?
Your boy Bregman's a Corey Matthews-looking motherfucker who's a dork.
My boy Bregman's a stud.
He's a stud, isn't he?
I'd watch him fuck my mom if he wanted to.
We gotta with the whole
fucking
mom
of the
thing.
mothers
And the sisters. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Chill with all that.
Hell no.
I got aunts that watch this shit, man.
I guarantee my mom will watch this shit. And I just told her that, the world that Alex Wright can fucker, I'll watch.
Yeah, but you and your mom have a very different relationship.
Yeah. So do me and my belly button. And we want to see some weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Not really.
Yeah,
but.
you know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, fuck the Stros. Fuck the Stros. I'm glad it's going to be different now. I hope Philly can, I don't even know what the score is right now.
It was 5-0 last I looked.
Right, but that was like the
Twitter's
fifth
not
inning.
giving me the exact amount of updates I'd prefer.
It's good to see him. I like to see him take back the series back there in Philly. That's dope. But it's gonna be tough going back and forth now if they tie up the series here.
No, the game five tomorrow still in Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So two in Houston, 3 in Philly, and then back and forth if need be.
No. So it goes 2-3-2. So it starts at home to
so they'll finish
2 in Houston,
Houston.
3 in a row in Philly, then 2 back.
Then they'll finish in Houston.
Back in Houston.
Okay. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well,
you want to finish in Houston? I wouldn't want to finish in Houston.
You would in November.
I've never finished in anyone named Houston.
Yeah, but you would. Okay, but all that aside, you definitely want to play in Houston rather than Philadelphia in November, even though it's supposed to be 73 degrees tomorrow.
You want the home crowd
or Saturday.
What do they call them? The Philly, the fans in Philly. What do they call them?
Douche scummers. I don't know, something like that.
They call them like the Philly.
Assholes.
What the fuck do they call them? Philly's not Philly's finest. It's something like that. That was pretty catchy.
I told you. Did I tell you that they started greasing up all the light posts in the city of Philadelphia?
So people couldn't climb them?
Yeah, because they know how hardcore those motherfuckers are, so people aren't climbing them and shit.
I saw today that they had like the seismograph, like the seismic thing up.
Yeah, like a
for the
earthquake shit.
And
yeah,
they're like when Bryce Harper and Luke Bohm hit their home runs, it triggered the seismograph.
Big time too. Not
they're literally shaking the city of Philadelphia.
Literally.
The ground.
Literally, yeah. That was heavy, bro.
So cool.
That shit was gnarly.
That's
but again,
cool
I don't like either team. I mean, it could be.
I don't like either team either. But we do have a common enemy here. Just like the rest of the United States of America.
So my uncle's he's a Red Sox fan, and
cheers.
I just overheard him one day at Thanksgiving, and this is the phrase he used. I won't use it right now because I don't think it's extremely appropriate. He goes, and then he was dead serious. He wasn't trying to be funny. He was just like talking to like one of my other relatives, and he was talking about his hatred for the New York Yankees, and he goes, it could be the New York Yankees versus Al Qaeda. Listen, and I would root for Al Qaeda, he says, dude.
That's a true American.
And I'm just like sitting there at my kids' table, eating my
born-bred American
pecan pie or whatever. I'm like, yo, what the fuck did he just say? This guy over here way in the back.
Yeah, Allah Akbar, baby.
Yo, people get heavy. People get real on that.
Hey, I don't blame them. Yeah, I just don't blame them.
I kind of do. Like,
nah,
Al Qaeda's fucked up.
Well, listen, because switching from the dark side, like I grew up Boston fan. You know that. My whole life. Grew up Massachusetts, Connecticut area, and then I remember because we lived through that 04, 05, 03, 04, 05, like the curse of the Bambino, like when that the Red Sox and Yankees rivalry was hot as fuck. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like cutthroat shit. Like you pick a side now. Mm-hmm. I remember kids at school, like it would be 5th, 6th grade coming up like, what's your team? Red Sox or Yankees? Like you had to pick one.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
No, the rivalry's over. But there's nothing like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So like when your grandfather says that, like, or when your uncle says that kind of shit, I'm like, I get that kind of deep seated.
Yeah,
like
it was heavy. It was probably about
just
05
completely
area.
Unjustified hatred of another group of people.
Big time. And then my other uncle, who's a diehard Yankee fan, was like getting heated too. He's like, every single player on the Red Sox need a bath and a haircut.
Okay, coming from a Red Sox fan, they did.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
You remember what Johnny Damon looked like when they won the 04?
You remember what Manny Ramirez on showered ass looked like to this day?
It looks the same right
100%,
now.
Yeah. No,
Manny Ramirez was a bad example.
Sure. No, he was the dirtiest player to look at.
You look at anyone. I'll look at Veritek and Damon and all those guys.
Yeah, but they were bald.
What? Damon wasn't bald. Damon had hair down to his shoulders and a beard to match it.
You said Veritek.
Veritek ain't bald.
Whatever. I just assume everybody's bald so that it makes me feel better about myself. Don't you go fucking with my halo.
I was going to say, nice hat, bud.
Okay, before I started going bald, I was always wearing a hat. I don't even want to hear that. You know
Maybe
that.
that's why you're going bald.
Perhaps, but it's a little too late.
Like the friction?
I told you about what they got in Turkey, right?
Yeah, you did.
$3,100, plane ticket, airfare, hotel, and hair transplant. $3,100.
I told you to sign up. So I'm sick of hearing you bitching about it.
Yeah, but Turkey's scary.
$3,100 away from never hearing you cry again about it.
I'll find something else to cry
I'll
about.
go 50-50 with Nancy.
I'll cry about my big ass Adam. That's why I'm glad we got one camera angle. The other camera angle the other night, fucking my Adam's apple was
in your fucking
no, dude. The lights
hit
that. No, the lights hit that shit. All gone, baby.
We did
all gone.
14 picture checks because this kid had a zit in the back of his neck and didn't want it to be shown on camera.
It was right underneath my tat, which is a focus point. That's what the eye gravitates to. So that's why I made such a stink about it. Whatever, bro. Like, how many pictures we have to take because you didn't like the way you looked?
Oh, here we go with the fat jokes.
I didn't even say it yet.
No,
you just
I knew it was
said
coming. I knew it was coming.
I didn't bring it
Bring
up.
up one little zit.
Did I say
now
that
Evan's
word?
Overweight. No, we get it. No, I get it.
You said it.
Listen,
I didn't say
I
shit.
I get it. That's where you were.
And plus, I told you,
from.
I don't think you're fat. You think you're fat.
Okay, I don't listen. You confuse me because like sometimes you're like yelling from the bathroom, calling me fat.
I was not yelling from the bathroom calling you fat. I thought.
And then all of a sudden I'm not fat.
No, bro.
But I was fat 30 seconds ago.
I didn't. No, I didn't say. I said you. Okay, now you're putting words in my mouth, which is bullshit because I'm telling you, I think the opposite of what you think. You think,
but
you're
your
fat.
words say the opposite of what you mean.
No, bro. My words say what I thought you said. I thought you said. What did you say?
I said something. I was like, I'm gonna shit my fucking pants. And you were like, fuck yeah, dude, shit your fat ass pants.
That is not even remotely. It's remotely close, but it's not what happened. I go, did you just say you're gonna shit your fat pants?
No, you said you were like, you started laughing. You're like, haha, shit your fat fucking pants. And I was like, I started dying. I'm like, bro, I didn't even say fat.
I thought you did.
No, that's just what's on your brain.
Only because you, whatever, bro.
Nah, fuck you, dude.
Again, we're not going to talk about the dimensions of your body right now.
I'm not going to talk about that hat. But you wanted to talk about it.
You gave me this hat.
I don't even know where that cat came from.
This is Declan's hat.
It might be.
This is your 5-year-old son's hat.
Yeah. That
fits my head perfectly because he's got a bunch of hair and I got zero, and it just compensates.
And there's no reason my 5-year-old son should be wearing a fucking $85 bag.
Dude, did you see? So we touched on dodgeball last week.
Oh yeah, the second installment.
And like that was like I don't want to. I'm not trying to say that's not the term I'm looking for. Not pipe dream. It was. I saw like a little wisp from a non-credible source when I brought that up last week, and now it's popping up all over the place, and they're still waiting on Ben Stiller. But besides that. How about the Weird Al Yankovic movie coming out? Did you see that
with
shit?
Daniel Radcliffe? Yeah, dude, he's gonna be killer.
Yeah. Did you see that meme? It was like Daniel Boring Cliff, and then it was a picture of him just like his face on a cliff, and then Daniel Radcliffe, and he's got like a sideways hat with like a fucking blunt sticking out of his mouth and sunglasses.
He's fucking
shit. Yeah, he's red and shit.
Bro, folk.
Weird Al's music fucking slaps. I know it's completely 100% stolen, and he just changes the words, but.
That's what he always wanted to do, though. He didn't try to be a musician on his own. He didn't even make that attempt. He's like, I want to put my lyrics over other people's songs.
Yeah, and I'd be lying to you if I told you that I did not have White and Nerdy on my MP3 player on the bus ride to school every day.
I think anybody back in the day would be lying if they didn't have White and Nerdy.
But he's got even deeper track. It's weird to say that this parody artist has.
Was it Amish tracks. Paradise? He did Coolio.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was really.
But then he also obviously did the Star Wars one, which I think is what catapulted him to stardom. You don't remember that?
No.
And you remember Don McLean's American Pie? So bye, Mister. He did this here Anakin guy. It was called The Saga Begins or whatever. You never saw that?
No.
Did a whole video of it. Dressed as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
You never heard that?
No, honestly.
Oh, dude, those lyrics are sweet. He literally is like...
I never got into Weird Al. Just whatever played on the border. Because he went top 40 fucking dozen times.
Well, you know how every single Star Wars movie starts off long time ago in a galaxy far away?
Yeah.
And Don McLean's song starts off, long, long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He goes, long, long time ago.
How do you fucking think of
in a galaxy far away, Naboo was under an attack. Dude, it's fucking hysterical, bro.
That sounds good.
It's fucking great.
Now I'm mad I didn't see it.
I hope they touch on that in the movie, and I don't know how Daniel Radcliffe is going to play the character, but I think there's a couple people. I think Rainn Wilson from The Office is in that movie as well. It's supposed to come out like tomorrow, like November 4th or some shit.
Tomorrow.
I think so, or like
I just saw the advertisement for it like 3 days ago. How the fuck?
It's on the Roku channel.
Damn. Well, I hope it's just, it's a little bit of a fad right now. There was the Bohemian Rhapsody one that came out. Freddie Mercury came out. Then Rocket Man came out by Elton John. So they're kind of like riding that wave. But I hope it's just a little different.
Yeah, but I don't think that's part of that wave because you could have done somebody else like Van Halen or Metallica or Guns N' Roses. I don't think they would have resorted to Van
Halen's coming.
But
Van Halen's coming.
This just popped up on our Twitter feed. Something about where is it right here?
But if you're gonna make a documentary about Weird Al Yankovic and fucking Eddie Van Halen, it would take you triple as long to get one out about Eddie Van Halen. The career length, just in general, trying to fit all the cool shit into it. Eddie Van Halen's will be a 3-series docu-series. It won't be a movie, I don't think.
I know, I'm just saying I don't think it's part of the same fad as the Motley Crue and the Queen thing. So this just popped up. Weird Al Yankovic reveals he really had a romance with Madonna.
Yeah, like you and everyone else, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is that even news? Like,
I don't
why?
think so.
And that's Fox News. That's not like sketchy.
Why am I not shocked?
Don't fuck with my Fox, bro. I love Fox.
No, I'm saying like about Weird Al. Like it's like, if you heard like good example, like anything, name a famous person.
Scott Stapp.
Okay. Scott Stapp and Ariana Grande hooked up. That would be like, I'd be like, what the fuck did you just say? But anyone's name and then hooked up with Madonna, it really doesn't shake.
Even Weird Al
doesn't shake my bones. No.
Have
you seen his hair? Look at your hair and look at his, dude.
Yeah, look at your fat body. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I kind of went begging for that.
I'm going to Turkey tomorrow.
I'm so happy.
Whatever, man.
Dude, I'm just saying. Come on.
Yeah, I know what you're fucking saying. And I'm saying I changed my mind. You're fat.
See, now you're just going for the throw.
You
like
started
you're being
it.
rude. No, I made a joke. You're being mean.
Nah,
I made a joke. You're being fucking mean, bro. Like.
What did I say to you the other night? Before we started rolling, I go, and you were bitching about it. I go, why don't you go fucking hop around the block a couple times?
I remember. Why don't you go take a lap?
All right, enough of that.
And remember, I didn't get it. That was I go hop around the block. Jake's crying on the fucking ground. He's like, "Quick, because you gotta burn calories." Bro. I swear to fucking God, dude. I almost went there and put your fucking shaver down your goddamn throat. You're just sitting there fucking. Zzz. Why don't you go take a lap, bud? Oh, fuck you.
And then you made me buy you Chick-fil-A today.
Again.
All right.
Why are we always bringing up old shit?
This is like 6 hours
Always
ago.
bringing up old shit.
All right. I'm sorry, man. You started it. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Well, just stare at me. Ain't that?
I had to. You didn't look back, though. I wanted you to look back.
Yeah, I knew what you wanted me to do. That's why I did the opposite.
Come on. What? I just keep thinking of Wolfman. Come on.
Oh, I was watching a bunch of that. I was watching
Come on, Taylor.
No, close. I was watching Wedding Crasher scenes on YouTube today for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah, we watched them for 2 hours last night too, at the kitchen table.
Did we? I thought it was School of Rock.
It was every movie I think you could think of off the top of your head.
That's what it was fun. You know,
for you. I was just trying to eat a French bread pizza.
Big fucking surprise.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
No shit.
Yeah, it's all fun and games. All right, here we go.
Sing a new song, would you?
Listen, I don't want to hear you bitching that I woke you up in the morning because I'm in the bathroom next to your room making myself throw up every fucking day.
Didn't you do that the other night? Not make yourself, but didn't you tell me you woke up on the bathroom floor
I
the other
didn't
night?
throw up.
You said your mouth tasted funky when you woke up. You said that.
I don't know what happened. I think what happened was I went to go pee.
What happened was, that's how a lie always starts.
I just think what happened was I went to go pee, and then I figured it was a lot of work to walk back to my room, so I just kind of laid down.
Right on the tile.
Just right there with my bathroom. Yeah. It was Halloween. What do you want?
It was Halloween, he says.
It was the 2 days. It was Saturday before Halloween.
What inning is it? It says 3 outs away.
I gotta always bring up all shit. Counting calories.
It's not that old, bro. It's not that old. Anyway, so I was watching the Wedding Crasher scene where, you know, Jeremy and John like go their separate ways, and John's reading like "Don't Kill Himself" books and shit.
When he shows up to his apartment,
and he's so lost where he's like, "I gotta go find Chaz Reinhold. I have to." Mm-hmm. And he shows up on his fucking doorstep, and this 82-year-old woman answers with curlers in her hair. He's like,
pick up your fucking skateboard.
Yeah, goes,
you think there's a little kid gonna come out?
Yeah, and he goes, "It's." You like check. Yeah, is Chaz here? Chaz. Yeah, she trips over his kid. Pick up your fucking. He's 42 years old.
She kicks it across the room. Pick up your fucking skateboard. You think there's a teenager gonna come down the stairs that's fucking grown ass Will Ferrell
with
in a silk
with nunchucks on his neck
and a silk. And he
what
looks
the
at me.
Fuck
what
do
the
you
fuck
want?
do you want?
He goes, "Hey, I'm buddies with Jeremy."
Remember,
he's
just
like,
kids around. And then he's like, yeah, for a second you have me, man. He's like, you know, it's like your mom and the skateboard and Meatloaf. He's like, I'm just trying to catch my bearings.
He goes, "There's no way I'm ready for a funeral." Next shot is him at a funeral and Will Ferrell flipping out.
Somebody's like, oh, damn.
He's snapping, dude. Damn it. Damn you.
I always, dude, like I said, I grew up. That was like my favorite fucking movie ever growing up. Will Brett, you know, me, the Brett, you know, they got me into that shit. And me and Will watched that for a summer, like every night. Like there was nothing else on the television besides that movie. And
I mean, there's nothing really better on TV than that. I mean, what are you gonna watch? The fucking Married
I feel like
with
that's
Children?
Like, it's like the most. It's like the most realistic fake movie that ever existed. It's like, you know, you see a movie, it's like, okay, that couldn't happen. Like we were talking about the other night in the first podcast. You're like, well, guess what, guys? It's a film, you know. So,
what were we talking about?
Scary movies and how lame they were. Like you guys were talking about the new Halloween and that bus scene.
Or whatever. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah.
And but like, if you really think about it, man, like you could probably do that. You could probably get away with that. Like if me and you
crashing weddings,
yeah, went Ren Talks, showed up, like we found out where it was and all this. Like if it was a big enough wedding, you know what I'm saying? Like they go to bangers. They're not showing up to little 45 people, you know, just family and friend weddings. They're going to bangers, just blending in. Like that's totally realistic.
in a bigger city, maybe I don't think that would fly. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Not
if you
around
know
here,
anybody, you know everybody in this town. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're like in San Diego or L.A. or New York City, yeah, it's probably possible. But I doubt it.
What I thought was unrealistic is that they went to like different venues. Like if you had like a venue scoped out, like your buddy owns it or like works it. You know what I'm saying? Like when the big weddings show up, you guys just flop in. Like I feel like that would be kind of realistic.
I think it'd be a lot harder to crash Senator McCreary or Cleary or whatever the hell their name is wedding than you think. I don't think you just show up to church.
They said there's going to be Secret Service. He's like, you know, there's going to be this. He's like,
but why wasn't it at the other sister's wedding?
He goes, listen. All it took to convince him, he's like, listen. He's like, if we're going to do this, he's like, I want a full report. He's like, I don't want to go about this half-assed. And Jeremy gets all excited. He's like, done. He's like, done. He's like, we'll do some brainstorming later. He's like, you come over tonight? He's like, we'll do a little brainstorming later.
He pretty much pulled an Uncle Rico. He's like, we need some name tags with our pictures on them, all laminated and whatnot. We gotta look legit, man.
We gotta look legit.
Oh, that was another thing we were talking about.
You got a vest back there?
I wasn't going. Yeah, dude. No, we were talking about that the other day when you sent me the behind the scenes during the bicycle ramp scene.
Dude, how good was that?
And I was telling you, John Heater got paid $1,000 to be in that movie, and it grossed over $40 million.
Yeah. And then right after it, like he got like
because
he got successful. Then he got in that car accident and almost died.
John Heater did?
Yeah. Like doing after that, like he found success through Napoleon Dynamite and like big hopes, and then like right after all that, like a year later, he got into a bad car accident. He almost died.
Really? Yeah. Was this before or after Benchwarmers?
Before, I believe. It was right. It was like in that in between period, and everyone like thought he was like when Tracy Morgan, like when it happened to him.
Tracy Morgan got in an accident?
Tracy Morgan almost died, bro. He was in the like for a year, dude. Like, yeah, he like really bad almost died. Really super bad car accident.
I haven't heard any of those.
Yeah, he just came out and like he like is just starting to get back out on like interviews like Conan and shit like that. But yeah,
you're talking about recently?
Within the last 2 years, yeah.
No shit, man.
Yeah, man. Tracy Morgan might have been 3 years ago now, but it took like he had a year of recovery ahead of him. Like he was like in a coma and all that shit, like bad.
No.
Yes, dude. It happened, I think, when they were...
Are you positive about this information before we start broadcasting
100%. You can look it up. I think it was when they were filming, when they were doing 30 Rock with Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin. I think it was because they had...
That's a hell of a lot longer than 3 years ago.
Like I said, it was towards the end because there was there was a couple seasons he wasn't in, and they like wrote him out of it for a little bit or something. I think I might have that wrong, but no, definitely bad car, long time. Yeah, it was serious.
9 years later, and this was 3 years ago, so it's been 12 years.
Oh, so it's been 12 years.
Y'all,
it was the year after he graduated.
Tracy Morgan suffered a severe traumatic brain injury in his accident.
What year did the accident happen?
This says 9 years later. 9 years later. That's just the name of the page. So I mean, yeah, that maybe it was only 3 years ago.
It doesn't say.
This one's published 2018. I don't know, man.
So 18, right there. So yeah, 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
What, was he going fast, or was it like
I don't even think
he was
driving.
Paul Walker situation.
I don't even think he was driving. I think he was just
or like a Ryan Dunn situation.
I think it was more of a Dunn situation. He wasn't driving. Paul Walker was driving.
Dunn wasn't driving?
I don't think so. No, Paul Walker was driving.
Dude, did you watch? So, Steve-O has a podcast.
Yep.
It's called Steve-O's Wild Ride. He's got like this like decked out like Volkswagen van.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where he's got like guests like Tommy Lee, and he gets Knoxville on there and Bam and shit. And Bam's been sober for a year now, and Bam's on his podcast via Skype.
Yeah.
And he's sober, and he looks more fucked up than when he was boozing and shit.
He's got that wonky eye now. He's like super.
No, he wore sunglasses in his bedroom.
Yeah, because have you seen him without his sunglasses? He's fucking his got like one eye that's all jacked up, dude. He looks wild now. Yeah.
He's
like 100 pounds heavier than we've ever seen him.
He's fat, and then he even talks about on the podcast with Steve-O, he goes, yeah, dude, like I don't even have access to like my phone. Like anything I post on Instagram, I have to tell somebody else to take a picture of me and then give them my information to put it on my Instagram. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
He's got no access to nothing. But dude, the way he acts is, I'm like, dude, I would have guessed you were on all sorts of drugs the way you're acting right now.
He's just shot.
And Steve-O the whole time is trying, because Bam's like talking about like the glory days and the party. He's like, yeah, dude, like I used to love getting. And Steve-O's like, yeah, but Bam, you understand why like we had to do this? And Bam's like, no, dude, Knoxville was Dr. Knoxville. He doesn't know anything.
He's
like,
he's stuck in there. He's stuck in that.
And Steve-O's like, bro, like remember when I was about to jump out of a building and you guys saved my life? Like that's what we're trying to do for you. And Bam's like, no, man, I get it. Like blah blah blah. But no,
he don't get it.
It doesn't seem like he gets it.
He couldn't let go. some of those guys had to let go. Steve-O's so great. Well, he's like extremely grateful that he got to the point in his addiction that like made him let go. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, I got to the point where like I woke up with like I knew I wasn't gonna see another year of my life. You know what I'm saying? He's
back
like,
when he was huffing the nitrous oxide.
Yeah, he's like, I wasn't gonna be alive anymore. He's like, and that was a ridiculous thing. He's like, and you know, and no one. He's like, and what they say is true. Is like, you know, no one can make you like they're like. No one loves you enough to make you like you don't love anything enough to make you not be addicted to drugs. You know what I'm saying? Or addicted to whatever you're addicted to.
Right.
You have to decide for yourself one day that you want it. You know what I'm saying? No one can tell you anything that's gonna make you feel bad enough. You just have to crack one day. And he was like, dude, I just knew. He's like, I knew I wasn't gonna be like alive anymore. He's like, it was beyond like losing friends and pissing people off at that point. You know what I'm saying? I'm being stupid.
Right.
He's like, I wasn't gonna be alive. So
yeah. No,
and he's like, but like Bam clearly doesn't have that. He's been in and out of everything for
and so they touch on that in this podcast, dude. He talks about so Bam brings up a point, and this is interesting because he says it's not Tucker Carlson or I beg your pardon?
I thought you were taking that thing off.
No. He's not talking to Tucker Carlson or any news host. He's talking to his buddy Steve-O, who he was been a fucking jackass with forever. And he's like, yeah, Steve-O, the real tough part for me was that when we were filming Jackass 2 in our prime, he's like, I was fucking hammered. I got thrown off an airplane. Like, I got arrested for all this. And the directors and producers came up to me and said, good job. Like, that's awesome publicity. Like, sweet. Like, he's like, now all of a sudden, like, I'm too jackass to be in Jackass. Like, what the fuck is that about? And then Steve-O goes, yeah, but Bam, here's what you have to understand. He goes, this is 20 years later. We're not 27 anymore.
Right.
There was no rehab back then. There was no getting, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like, now we're like older, bro. Like it's not really that cool anymore.
It's just, I mean, that's totally,
but Bam
totally
just
relevant.
couldn't fathom. He's like, yeah, I guess I get it. I'm like, do you not look at you? Do you look any way, shape, or form the way you looked 20 years ago when you like it was cool to get arrested and shit?
And if someone called up, Bam was like, hey, we're doing Jackass fucking 17, he'd be like, dude, put me in that grocery cart.
He did, dude. He goes, I was supposed to get paid $5 million to be in the movie. And then he goes, I pissed hot for Adderall, which I'm prescribed, but Tremaine and Knoxville were like, no, like you can't be on that shit.
No, Knoxville's a hard ass now. Knoxville's like,
yeah, they're like, no, man, you can't be trusted with that shit. And he goes, what do you fuck do you mean? Like my doctor gave it to me. You're not but I don't know, dude. But yeah. So,
well, because Knoxville owns what's it called, Dick House or whatever the movie.
I think him and Tremaine are the main producers for Dick House, and I think Rob Dyrdek's actually a big part of that too, because that Dick House Productions is what does.
Yeah, Knoxville's not having it no more. He did the same thing with Steve. I was like, listen, we're not unless everyone's sober.
Steve-O cleaned up.
Yeah, exactly. But he said the same thing to everyone. It's like, unless you guys were sober, we're not fucking doing this. And that was like it. That was like the deal. Yeah. Knoxville's. But Knoxville's about to be 50 now. Knoxville's one of the older guys in the group.
They're all about to be fucking 50,
yeah, they're
dude.
up there, man. And
I'd be damn surprised if they weren't all above 46.
Can you imagine all those old-ass men with their gray hair sitting in front of that fucking SWAT team rubber bullet machine like they had back there, or walking through a room full of rat traps 50, and shit? Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, just... honestly, dude, that'd be good marketing. They'd probably sell like a motherfucker, old men doing fucking crazy shit. Like, they'd probably sell like bastard.
Pretty soon, he's not going to need that prosthetic makeup to make him look like bad grandpa. He's just going to look like that.
Yeah, he's just going to be. he's just going to be a bad grandpa.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. I know what you're saying.
100%.
What's your favorite movie all time?
My favorite movie of all time?
All time, hands down.
It's got to be Field of Dreams. It has to be.
Okay.
And it was never my favorite movie because I always knew what it did to my father emotionally. And then when I lost my dad, I'm like, man, I get it now.
Yeah.
Because that very ending scene. Are you talking about like comedic movies?
No,
because
I'm just saying all time. Like
all time.
In all time, I'd say like your favorite movie of all time. And then the next question I was going to ask you is like if you had to watch one movie for the rest of your life, it might not necessarily be your favorite movie.
See, that changes because I used to think that, you know, there is a certain amount of times where you watch your favorite movie before it gets like I used to every single time Goodfellas came on TV, I'd watch it, and
same.
now it's just like
no, I don't do it anymore either.
I've seen it over 100 times.
I got to be in the mood. Same thing with like Blow, or like, but like if there's one movie that has watchable, like Forrest Gump, if it's on TV, I'm watching it.
Yeah, until you watch it 11 more times, and then all of a sudden it's going to lose its flavor.
No, I've seen it that many times where that's the one thing. Like if it, like I don't go out of my way to watch it. Like it's on every. You can find it on Vudu, Netflix, whatever the fuck you want. You can watch Forrest Gump any time of the day you want. And I haven't had cable in almost 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So that helps too. But like if it's on,
who the fuck needs cable now?
Right. But if it's on TV, if I've ever been in a situation where I'm in front of cable TV and it's on, like Forrest Gump's on.
Sandlot's up there.
Sandlot's my favorite movie of all time.
Great flick. It just doesn't hit me. It hits me emotionally. It just does not hit me as emotionally the way Field of Dreams does.
I cried during both of them.
You know what I'm saying? James Earl Jones, Kevin Costner.
I cried during more parts of
Ray Liotta.
I still cry during more parts of Sandlot than I do of Field of Dreams, though.
I don't think you've watched it enough, man.
I have the Field of Dreams on DVD, buddy. I think I've seen Field of Dreams.
No, you have For the Love of the Game. You have the other.
No, I have Field of Dreams too.
You do not. I live here with you. You do not have Field of Dreams on DVD.
Pretty sure I got it.
You don't. Anyway, but dude, that movie hits on so many different levels. Whether you're a baseball fan or not, but if you are, dude, then it's like tugging at your heartstrings, like playing catch with your old man and shit.
Yeah, tugs everything.
It's heavy, bro. It's fucking heavy as shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't get enough credit.
It's not as heavy as me, but
well, no. The anvil that falls on Wile E. Coyote ain't as heavy as you.
Oh Jesus, here we go. Yeah, no, Sandlot for me, hands down, 100%. I got it from the dentist back in the day. I went to the dentist, and instead of a lollipop,
he was giving out DVDs instead of lollipops.
No, he was getting VHS.
Get the fuck out of
here.
Yeah,
he gave me. I got a VHS of the Sandlot from DVD, and my mom told me, she's like, dude, after like a month and a half, she's like, I had to hide the DVD in the house. She's like, because you refused to watch anything else as a child. She's like, and I got so fucking sick of watching the Sandlot, I hid the movie.
Oh yeah,
she hid it from me.
Yep.
Still my favorite movie ever. Always. I don't think anything even touches it. Like I said, I mean, Wedding Crashers is a close second.
It's a different genre, though. You know,
totally different genre, but it's something I've seen as many times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen both those movies so many times I could literally rehearse them.
Speaking of VHS, you know what movie I remember getting, like my first ever VHS tape I was ever got as a gift. I don't know if it was Christmas or I think it was my birthday.
Yeah, Sandlot was mine.
The Indian in the Cupboard.
Wow.
Yeah, I got that, and it came with a little key. Like, obviously, you could open the VHS on its own, whatever. It was like those plastic one, like not like the little sleeve that goes over them, but like the one you had to like open and shit. And there was a little key that it came with that you had to. You didn't have to, but the Indian in the Cupboard. And I remember one of my parents accidentally vacuumed up the key, and I was fucking.
Well, you couldn't get it out of the case.
No, you could, because again, like it was just like a gimmick. Like you didn't actually fucking need it. It was just like part of
a piece of your life at that point.
Yeah, dude, and I never forgot that. And it's been 25 years since that happened.
You know, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen Indian in the Cupboard.
You've never seen the Indian in the Cupboard? It's about this kid, dude, where he's got like this little magic chest, it's cupboard, and he puts like one of his like little. Indian
like a little toy
action figures in, and then he closes it, locks it, unlocks it, opens it again, and homeboy's alive, and he's still this big.
Is it the kid Atreyu from fucking Neverending Story? Is that the same actor?
I don't know, maybe.
You look that up?
Yeah. Who?
Atreyu from A Neverending Story. He's the little Indian kid in that.
No, the Indian is a grown man.
Oh, then never mind then.
All right.
I thought it might have been that kid. He was about around the same.
You've never seen the Indian in the Cupboard?
No,
dude, it's fucking awesome.
But I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was fucking sweet. It was the first VHS I was ever watched ever that I can remember. Anyways, besides like fucking.
That might have been the
Story.
First VHS that ever came out. That movie's old as fuck.
It's like 94 maybe.
Yeah, when did the VH come out? 91.
VHS has been around since like the fucking 70s.
It's got to be a lie. Indian Cupboard. I think the first time I ever saw like the case for there was a wicked old library in this town in Connecticut I used to live in with my dad, Union, Connecticut, and they had a wicked old town library there. I'm talking this whole town was probably 90 people. They had a wicked whole 200-year-old public town library that's always been there.
95.
You used to go down there like when my stepmom and shit was at church because it was right across the street. So we'd go down there and we'd hang out and like, you know, read books and do whatever. But that Indian in the Cupboard they had on like audio book or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So like you could listen to it while you read it, and I never got around to it, but I always
audio tape, I believe.
I can just remember the picture that was on the front of the book or whatever, you know, the case was that
for Indian in the Cupboard.
Yeah, I never actually listened to it or watched it, but that's how I knew what Indian in the Cupboard was.
I thought it was just a Disney movie. I didn't know there was a book about it and shit.
Maybe there isn't. Like maybe, like I said, it wasn't the book. It was like just the audio thing.
Well, yeah,
like
that's got to be a
the
book
movie
somewhere.
just like recorded or some.
Oh,
shit.
that could be. Yeah, 1995 that shit came out. So yeah, I was 2.
Fucking way.
But I don't think I got the VHS. You know how VHS used to take 9 months before that shit. Yeah. It'd come out in theaters, and then 9 months later, you forget about it. I'm like, oh shit, there it is.
A year later.
At Walgreens on the shelf.
Now they're like, hey, it's going to drop on Netflix and HBO Max, and then see it at your local theater next month.
Exactly. See, back then, though, I feel like it was like when a movie came out and it was in theaters for about like a month.
Yeah.
And then while that was happening, it took months and months to produce all these VHS or DVDs.
Yeah, it was about
a
year till they came out with the DVD.
But now why the fuck does it take so goddamn long?
Same thing. They
no,
try to
it's
build
not
up
the same thing.
They got to build up the hype for as long as they can. Milk what they can out of the movie theater before they start selling DVDs. Man, I was watching you know that Hot Ones where they eat hot wings and they interview, you know, shit. And Matt Damon was on there and he explained it. He's like, you know, back in the day, he's like, you know, you got paid, you know, like you sign up for a contract with movies, like you get paid X amount of money to do a movie, right? Might not be a ton of money. He's like, but you wait till it came out. He's like, so you got your box office pay, and you might, you know, because the movie costs so much money to make. Once the box office went off, you know, that you make your money back that you spent on the movie, then the actors get a little bit, and like everyone gets a piece of the box office. He's like, so
on top of their contract, because you have to.
So yeah, you
can't even show up to work. You have to.
Well, the box office percentage is part of the contract. He's like, so you know, once it hits box office, the release, you know, the money comes out, it's in the movies for a month or whatever. He's like, so then you know, you wait 8 months, a year, whatever, then it drops on DVD, and then you get a whole new wave of payment because DVD was huge back in the day. He's like, the way streaming and all these movie services on your TV, he goes, that whole thing is gone. He's like, as an actor, he's like, it is extremely hard to make like crazy money.
I don't buy that for a second.
That's what he was saying. He's like, it's just a whole new ball game. He's like, it's a whole new.
If it was that hard, they would be making less movies, but they're making more and more movies.
But
nowadays.
they're on a lot of those movies, like Hubie Halloween, like those, like a lot of the great movies that you hear about that people are talking about aren't in theaters. They're not IMDb movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I know, but
that's what he's saying. He goes because making a movie like a blockbuster movie that's going to drop in theaters. He goes is a huge risk now. He goes because
you have those high hopes for
exactly. That. He goes because it takes an ass load of money to make movies now because of the CGI and stuff. He's like, and then if it doesn't pop off in box office like a Marvel movie or something, he goes. Like I said, he goes back in the day. He goes, we used to be able to
you know who hates
rely
Marvel
on the DVD sales to make up for the back end if the movie failed, and now that is not a thing anymore. No one.
You know
buys
who
DVDs.
hates Marvel movies more than anybody? Martin Scorsese. He says it's not real cinema. He goes, it's a fucking joke. It's a gimmick. It's a
those guys do 4 hours in front of a green screen, and then the CGI team does the whole movie.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I get that.
I get where he's coming from too, only because he's come up with a bunch of wicked, awesome movies and shit. And let me shift gears for a second. The Astros no-hit the Phillies tonight.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
So far, or it's over?
No, it's over.
Oh, Jesus.
They no-hit a combined no-hitter, so obviously it wasn't just...
I think they had 3 pitchers in tonight. They didn't even get on base?
Well, no, they probably had it doesn't say perfect game. It says no hit, so there might have been an error or a walk. But I think it's Nola versus Franmar.
Nola was tonight, baby.
No, absolutely not. No, Nola pitched game 1. I think he's pitching tomorrow.
He pitched today, dude. He started today.
Bro, I don't think that.
Bubby, he started today.
Are you positive?
I'm 100% positive. I was watching the first pitch of the game at work. It was Nola.
Oh, you're right. Game 4, he did pitch tonight against.
I think he got yanked in the 3rd or the 4th inning.
And Verlander's pitching tomorrow. Man, the Astros are making they're making a case, I guess. But anyway, yeah, no hit. God damn it. I hate these assholes. I know you love Bregman and shit, but
I do love Bregman. I don't know what it is about him. I fucking hate the Astros, but that kid is he's just an all-American boy stud. You know, shows up to the games in fucking flannel and a fucking camouflage hat. You know, you never hear any controversy about him. He doesn't fucking get lippy and, you know, he's just a stud.
yeah, but he plays for the Houston Astros.
I know who he plays for, and that sucks. But he's, you know, real's got to recognize real, you know. And God, Bregman, shout out Alex Bregman, man. If you end up seeing this, you're my boy. I think you're a stud. I hope you lose the World Series because, you know, you're just affiliated with a bad program. But God, man, I got to respect it. I got to respect that gangster, man. He just doesn't.
I get that, I guess.
He's an all-star stud third baseman with a .330 batting average. Like, are you? Don't.
I still think he's a wiener, though.
And he's not even I don't even think he's 6 foot.
How do you not get a hit in Game 4 at your home stadium in the World Series?
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I can't believe. Like, the blowout games. Like, it's like blowout. Or, like, okay, Game 1 was a fucking nail-biter. But then, like, blowout, second game, they trashed them. Third game, or, you know.
They whooped ass last night.
Yeah, 7-0. Come on. And then you go out like that, 5-0 with a no-hit. And
yeah, like, that ain't
what the
cool,
fuck is
man.
that?
Like, that's
what
not
the fuck
cool.
is that, Ian?
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's not cool at all. I have to pee so bad, I'm going to pee my pants.
Okay, well, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know,
I'm just saying. Pee my pants. But, yeah, dude, I don't know. Shout out Alex Bregman, though. Hope you hear this, homeboy. I got you. I got your back all the way to Game 7.
I hope it doesn't even go to that.
I don't think it's gonna. I didn't even think the Phillies were gonna win.
It's probably gonna go to St.
I thought they were gonna win one game, let alone two.
You know what? No, that you know what that makes me think of. I remember back in I was delivering pizzas for Pizza Hut back in 2014.
Jeez.
We're talking about Game 7, right? Oh, you give me a couple ice cubes. This is 04. I'm delivering pizzas, and I had to deliver to, I don't know, I can't remember what fucking street it was, but I'm listening to sports talk radio. I don't know if it was Colin Cowherd or Doug Gottlieb or whoever the hell it was.
Probably the Herd.
I didn't even put.
I'm putting the rum's right here.
And somebody calls into the radio show, and Cowherd was pissed because it was Giants Royals Game 7 of the World Series.
Giants Royals.
Yeah.
2014,
yeah.
Wow.
And Bumgarner has literally thrown fucking already. He's starting Game 7. Mm-hmm. And he already pitched Game 1 and Game 4. He's going on like 2-3 days rest kind of thing.
But they need him.
He single-handedly anyways, that's not the point.
The big guy.
Yeah. So Cowherd's pissed, bro. Somebody calls and they want to talk about Ole Miss. He hangs up immediately. He goes, "It's Game 7 of the World Series tonight. You're gonna call up and talk about Ole Miss
for real? Like old?
He
like
goes
talk about old shit."
He's like, Ole Miss is 3-6 in their year so far, and that's what you want to talk about. It's Game 7 of the World Series. He's like, I can't have anything to do with that.
I don't blame him.
Absolutely not.
It reminds me of the first time Daddy called the Ben Maller show and got roasted.
Yeah,
I said something. I think
I told you not to say
I don't
that.
remember exactly what I said, but I remember saying something along the lines of that the Red Sox are broke and they're gonna have to trade JD Martinez because they're poor.
You're like, the Red Sox can't afford any big leaguers, and then Ben Mayer laughed at you.
He thought about yelling at me and punishing me, but then realized I was way too dumb and just roasted me on the live radio.
Dumb. It's just that it was fourth.
Hey, redeemed myself last week.
Well, here's Ben Maller's biggest fault.
Redeemed myself last week. Had a nice conversation with Ben Maller.
I know you did. He loved it. Yeah, we call the Ben Maller show every now and then.
We're gonna get shout out Ben Maller. We're gonna get him on the podcast too. Hopefully one of these days.
But no, you didn't. It was here's Ben Maller's fault. Is that his show doesn't come on until 2:00 in the morning.
Correct. Yeah.
what kind of clientele, what kind of callers you think you're going to get at 2:00 in the morning.
Well, he's West Coast.
Drunk Evan. Yeah, well, okay, 11:00 at night. You know what I'm saying? But he goes for 4 hours.
Yeah, you're getting drunk, Evan. Talking shit about the Red Sox being poor.
Yeah, and I told you not to say that.
You did.
You said it.
We had the whole
big
thing.
fat said it anyway.
We were on hold for what? Hour and a half that night in my driveway.
40 minutes.
We're sitting there just rehearsing what we're going to say to him over and over and over again. We had the perfect lineup, and the second he got on the phone, I just froze and started saying awful, just wild shit.
Hey man, you were going off on a tangent. I wasn't going to fucking.
Hey, well,
step
last
on your
week
toes.
was a great talk with him. He loved it. He stayed on the line for a minute. We chopped it up. Shout out Ben Maller.
Yeah, he wasn't as enthusiastic about it as I had hoped. But yeah, it was definitely an improvement.
They're never as enthusiastic about it as we hope, but like at least we got past the initial thing that I said. Like he actually got into it and like, you know, went on that tangent. Was like, well, you know, it's not uncommon for teams to come off that wild card and win. And we talked about Washington, you know, a couple years back.
Yeah, we did.
And whatever,
but dude,
you know,
so
it was cool. Shout out by Mallory.
It was cool. It was cool. And we follow him on Twitter and all that shit.
Fuck yeah.
But I just wish.
How about Fresca?
Oh yeah, speaking of that, you guys can follow us on Twitter and Instagram where our handles is How About a Rummy, 2 M's.
2 M's with a Y, not an IE. Yeah,
but no, man.
How About a Rummy?
At How About a Rummy?
Twitter and Instagram. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube at. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's our ads for the day.
Yeah, but that's just
Captain Morgan won't let us do ads about them yet.
So, dude, this just came across Twitter too. I think it's legit solidified. It looks like Biden is having zero. I don't want to say he's having zero effort, but it looks like he's having zero luck at trading prisoners for Brittany Griner. Like, I think Homegirl's about to do the full 9 years in Russia.
He was trying.
I saw that's what came up on Twitter.
Oh no!
Who knows, man? It's fucking Twitter.
No, because we got one dude that they want, and he ain't giving them up.
Yeah, because at home,
evidently,
Homeboy's an expert bomb maker. I think he might want to use that dude.
Yeah, apparently, word on the street is that USA holds this Russian explosives expert that Russia would like back, evidently. And
let's get off that because we don't know anything about that. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like an expert.
I said word on the street, quote unquote.
Okay,
that's what they say. That's what the internet said.
Anyway,
apparently we got someone they want.
Homegirls, and we said doing the 9 years. We said
give us Brittany Griner, please, and they said not till you give us, you know, Vladimir Yugoslavia or whatever the fuck his name is. And we said no, thank you. I think that guy's a little more valuable than the WNBA player. It's all fucked either way, man. She brought a little bit of weed over into Russia in 9 years. That's a little excessive.
It is bullshit.
Give her 30 fucking days and let her go back and play some ball.
Yeah, but Russia don't fuck around with that shit.
No, they don't fuck around with nobody no more.
It's a different country, man. Like the rules are different. Like you can't just implicate what you think.
So for all you kids,
what you're accustomed to for
all
the
you
last.
Kids out there thinking you're gonna bring a little American weed over into Europe on your year abroad at college. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well,
9 years is a long damn time. God, that's a long fucking time, bro. 9 years? Brendan, I've been a dad. My kid is 5 years old.
Buddy, I think it's bullshit too,
I've been a dad for 5 years, and it seems like 2 lifetimes. 9 fucking years.
Russian court upholds Griner's sentence, man. The pressure's on the U.S. to negotiate her release. Yeah,
I swear to God, if this is all like a PR thing.
It is bullshit.
And they're fucking blowing this all up and dragging it out for fucking Instagram likes and shit. I guarantee there's got to be like a fuck.
Dude, I know.
There's always something fucky about it.
But how hard is it to not bring weed on a plane? You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, really hard.
I mean, you've been on plane 100 fucking times, and you love smoking weed. You ever brought on a plane?
Not once.
Ain't
even,
that fucking hard.
Never once even considered.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Again, like I don't think it's fucking worth 9 years in a Russian penitentiary, but
I remember this one time I brought I had weed in my I have a suitcase. Obviously, everyone's got a suitcase, and I went to Connecticut or something with the suitcase, and I had put weed in the suitcase. You know what I'm saying? Like that particular trip. Months and months later, I'm gonna fly out to Florida to go see my grandparents and stuff or whatever. And I remember I just remembered that I had put weed in that suitcase at some point. I spent the first 2 days holding it upside down like I'm shaking some kid for his lunch money. You know what I'm saying? Make sure there's nothing in it. I vacuumed it out with a shop vac, like put fucking dryer sheets in it and shit. Just because I knew there had been weed in there, I'm like, I don't want to be at the airport and one of them dogs light up because I had weed in this fucking suitcase 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like super nervous about the whole fucking thing. Yeah, no. Yeah,
but
I love smoking weed and I travel a whole bunch and I've never once considered bringing weed on an airplane. Absolutely the fuck not, no.
Like you gotta understand, like like you're super duper good at basketball and shit, but you gotta realize you're not as big of a celebrity where you can just go into fucking a goddamn Russian Russian airport.
Like I said, I don't care what kind of celebrity you are.
Fuck around.
I don't care what kind of celebrity you are. I don't even care if you're Drake trying to do that. You're not. Once you get into Russia, you're not Putin. Putin's the biggest celebrity over there.
They don't care.
Oh, no.
You could be Ivan Drago.
Oh, yeah.
And be like, nah, bro. Like, we ain't fucking with that right now.
Yeah, you could be fucking Hugo Stieglitz.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
bitch.
But 9 years?
That's a long time, bud. That's a very long time. That's a decade. It's a long time.
She ain't gonna be that good at basketball in 2031.
And it ain't the States. There ain't no getting out 3 to 5 on good behavior.
Well,
you're gonna do 9.
They're literally talking trades, bro. Like she thought she was getting traded from the Sparks to the fucking Halos. Now she's getting traded from Russia to the United States. And then Biden's like, "Yo, what do you guys want? Like, you guys want this bitch back that bad? Yeah, we want our bomb maker." And Biden's like, "No,
absolutely not. Nope. You better sweeten the pot a little bit."
Yeah.
No. Why don't you throw in one of your bomb makers or 3?
And they're like, no.
We want Griner and 3 of your boys for homeboy. You want him that bad? And Pluton's gonna say, no, I'll shoot her in the head. And we're gonna say, okay, well, we still got Gregory or whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't know what his name is.
I bet his name is fucking like Keith.
You know. Dude, this might stir the pot a little bit, and it sucks. But it is the way it is. A lot of the things I've been seeing from people I have on Facebook are all about, they're like, oh, you know, if it was Tom Brady or if it was LeBron James, they'd be back here now.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
And I get that, man. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's so different because it is different.
No, I'm not saying.
And I don't like the way of why it's different, but it is. The NFL and the NBA make way more money.
Right, but we know the circumstance now of why they won't trade her back. So I don't think LeBron James or whoever the fuck else.
If she made more money for the country, they would. And that's bullshit.
Up against their little bomb maker that they want back. I don't think there's anyone as valuable. I don't think it would matter if, like I said, if they had Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, and Eminem wrapped up over there. I think it'd be like, listen, homeboy's just a little more valuable than our pop culture studs. Like, keep them. We don't give a fuck.
And that sucks, dude.
I don't think it would matter if LeBron James was over there. I think the United States would still be in the same pickle. They'd be like, yo, you want him back? We want him. And we'd be like, keep him. I just really don't. Like I said, with the circumstances, like now that we know there's a little incentive. They want something. We want something. But what we want is a little less.
I promise you it would be different if it was Tom Brady or LeBron James, and that sucks.
I think it would be different if it was a male. It doesn't matter who they were.
No, it definitely.
I think if it was a male versus a female, I think it'd be totally different. I think like if Andrew Tate was over there, he's the most hated dude in the fucking world right now. I think we'd do something about it versus.
No, I disagree. I think if Jennifer Aniston was over there, it'd be the same thing as Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it has to do with male versus female. I think it has to do with level of popularity and what kind of money they bring to their respective businesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it's just how much they're sold to the
like the WNBA doesn't make any money. The NBA makes a shit ton of money. They pay a shit ton of taxes. The NFL pays a shit ton of taxes.
True.
The WNBA doesn't really make anything.
They're like legitimately an important part of the economy. Like the whole entire
important
country's
enough.
No, that's a part of the economy.
You know
those football programs make enough money to be a part of the economy.
You know what I'm saying, though? Like I don't think it has to do with male versus female. I think it has to do with...
I said they might take it a little more serious if it was a male.
No, because if it was you're a male. They would.
Yeah, but I'm not an NBA star, like a male
That's what I'm
equivalent,
saying.
like a male equivalent NBA star versus the female equivalent.
But that's
NBA
different. That's so different because
of the amount of money.
The amount of money
that sucks that it's like
the
that.
respective leagues make.
It sucks that it's like
But
that.
guess what? Okay,
I feel bad for the broad. Truthfully, I get it. It was a little smoke.
It is.
She shouldn't have done it though. You know the rules. You're an adult. You know the fucking rules. It doesn't matter who you are. I get all that too. But like and that's coming from a dude. I'm a pothead. I smoke a little weed. You don't see me bring. Like I said, I
don't see you bring it to Russia.
I never wanted weed that bad where I needed to bring it on an airplane and fly it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when did Russia ever say, "Yeah, we're one to fuck with"?
I can imagine.
Never.
Like, I could understand if she got caught with like heroin on the airplane because opiate addicts.
That's not the point, dude.
I know it's not
because
the point.
8 years ago, the United States was the same way. Is as incriminating as that was a drug, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was as bad. That's how Russia still is. It's a different fucking country, man.
Yeah. Hey,
you know what I'm saying? It sucks, dude. It really does.
We're gonna have to pee so bad. I don't care. We'll cut it out.
All right. We don't have a closing because you're gone.